let's talk about Scream 6. So this is the 6th installment in the Scream franchise, and it's not half bad, but it's got its good, it's got its bad. Let's start off with the good. The suspense, like in the moments where Ghostface is somewhere nearby or around the corner, like it does a really good job in those moments of feeling suspenseful. You really feel that stress the characters are going through. It's really funny when the jokes hit. Sometimes some of the jokes are a little too meta, and it wasn't great. When the jokes are hitting, they're really funny. Like, I was cracking up laughing, but I wasn't always laughing at the jokes. There was plenty of semi-serious scenes, Scream, how serious can it really be, where like actors are giving it their all and we're just busting out laughing in the theater. It was so funny. So Ghostface in this one actually feels threatening. Like, a lot of the previous Ghostface, they're just kind of running around, bumbling around, falling over stuff, falling into their murders. But this Ghostface, in certain scenes, especially the scene in the bodega, he feels like fucking Captain America, alright? He's tactical, he's a goddamn soldier. It's pretty good. It's pretty interesting to see. All of the cast did a really good job. The only thing that I didn't love was the detective character. He had some scenes where he was delivering serious, semi-serious lines because the Scream that you couldn't take him seriously. He was not great. He's Fiona's older boyfriend in Shameless, if you've seen that. And I think he's a good actor overall, but he was trying to ham it up for this movie, but he hammed it up a little too much, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it was like he wrote the whole movie rides the line of like corny and fun, but every time he got serious, like talking time, it went deep into the corny valley. All right, Samantha, she was pretty good. Like, if you don't know, she's our final girl from Scream 5. If you haven't seen Scream 5, you're not gonna know what the hell's going on in this one. Like, honestly, you need to have seen like the first Scream and Scream 5 if you want to get like even half the movie. Jenna Ortega, she was really good in her role in her limited screen time. Chad, you were great. I don't know your name as an actor, but you did a very good job in this movie. I will say one thing that it was at times it was funny, and at other times it just like made me kind of roll my eyes in the movie. People, like, when you stab them in this movie, that's not necessarily the end. The human capacity to survive stab wounds in this movie is insane. Like, if you had no idea about humanity or like the human body, you're an alien and you just watch this movie, you would think getting stabbed is like an annoyance. Like, there's one point where a certain character gets stabbed like right in the back, in the spine, and they don't even like address it. Like, they don't even bleed. Like, I think there's like some scenes where there's a blood stain on their back, but there's a lot of other ones where it's just not there, or some shots I should say where it's just not there. That was definitely a little goofy. The twist, like, reveal of who it was, they did a really good job. I did not see it coming. But it was a good reveal in that, like, it was hard to guess who the killer was or who the killers were. You never know with Scream movies. But after the reveal, it just got like goofier and goofier and goofier, and it was in the action, like in the physicality. Like, it was almost cartoonish to the degree that getting stabbed did not matter. Like, there was a certain point where, like, me and the person I was seeing the movie with, we like said, okay, like, only stabs to the head count in this movie. And then the character, after he gets stabbed in the fucking brain, has one, like, doesn't die. It's nuts. Like, it gets very Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, like, not just Ghostface, but like everybody in the movie. Like, a stab wound is not fatal, and that's fine, I guess, but there was a point to where it got ridiculous, to where, like, if someone wasn't stabbed in the face, like directly right here, then you weren't really sure if they were down or not. And that was, I mean, it was funny, I guess, but it was also like, fucking dumb. The character, I forget her name, Chad's sister, she was funny in parts. Like, she was definitely riding the line of like being like funny and meta, and then just being like kind of trite and meta. Like, almost all of her jokes were some kind of like meta commentary, or not all of them, but all of her jokes that were meta commentary, they were very hit and miss. Like, there was a lot of times where it just kind of like took me out of the action, like, where it was like, okay, I get it, like, it's a movie and they know, like, they kind of know it's a movie and we're all poking fun at it. And that's what Scream's all about, like Scream 1, the whole thing was, it was very meta and like poked fun at the horror genre. And this one tries to do that, and they have some good like attempts, but it just didn't land in the way this first one did. Of course, none of them hit the way the first one does. But I feel like part of the appeal of the first Scream movie was that it was that it did poke fun at the horror genre, and meta commentary, you know, in the late 90s was, you know, the 90s was a very subversive time period, and the meta commentary then, it worked, you know. But now it's been 20 something, like 23 years, and like meta commentary isn't subversive anymore. It's kind of become the mainstream. The movie being self-aware was a novelty in the first one, and you know, it was really fun. But by the sixth, the meta aspect, the way they poke fun at the film industry and the horror industry, it worked at times, but most of the time it fell flat. I don't know if it was the fact that I've been exposed, that we've all been exposed to meta commentary and meta video games, meta TV, all that, or if it just really didn't work on its own. It's kind of hard for me to tell. Like it definitely didn't hit the same way, but I can tell if that's my own watching too many meta shows, meta commentaries, or if it really just didn't work. I don't know, like it very often veered off into kind of corny, trite, played out. But you know, there was definitely, but I don't want to say that like they didn't ruin the movie, because there was definitely, I feel, the good outweighed the bad. The comedy and the suspense outweighed the stupidity. It all in all, it was definitely worthwhile to see. I had a good time. And I enjoyed it. I'd probably give it like a strong, soft, I give it a 6 out of 10. Or we can go by the Jeremy Johns system. It would be a great time if you're drunk. I mean, it's a Scream movie. It's Scream 6. Like they point out, like, we get that we're a franchise and we're kind of played out, but they still kept it fun enough and enjoyable enough that I would say overall it was worth seeing. Plus, I got this sick little free poster, and I got Scream mug. So yeah, all in all, solid flick, definitely worth checking out, but nothing amazing. Thanks for watching.